Running, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss.
What's going on, you
I don't
guys?
even know what it
Dean Steven
costs.
Rise here.
Yeah,
It's your boy Sess, D-Jack, Riley, Ecliptics. Now, we're here for another ladies' night. So I'm going to have y'all introduce yourselves. Give me your name, age, and body count if you'd like. Start with you.
I'm Tania. I am 22, and my body count is 3.
I am Ariel. I'm
She's
26,
already thinking of a lie, bro. She's already
and my body count is about 7.
All right, so I'm Veronica, and you don't gotta worry about me.
All right.
And how old are you?
29.
29.
All right, so the first topic that I want to kick it off with is, like, what do you guys consider makes a woman high value? What do you guys think? Like, what makes a woman high value?
Respecting her body and respecting herself. That's for sure. That's one of the things that's a must.
You definitely gotta be like strong-minded, knowing what you're doing, how you're doing it at all times. And so you can only do it through action. So at the end of the day, if you want to be a high-value woman, just say and do what you're about. Like if you're saying one thing, you better follow through with it. So,
I don't know.
But,
I mean,
but
like,
it's to each their own too. So everybody's shit got.
there's a lot to being like a high valued woman, though. Like, there's different levels to it. There's different things that you have to grow and learn and observe as you go. Like, you have to be an open-minded person. You have to be someone who's like willing to go the extra mile a little bit to achieve and accomplish what you want to. You can't have certain like boundaries for yourself because you're your own limit, basically, you know?
Definitely loving yourself first before you could give love to anybody else.
I agree with that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
If you're requiring something of somebody, you better be willing to give it first, and you can't know what it's like to give it if you can't give it to yourself at the end of the day.
Period.
Yeah.
I agree with most of that. Most of it.
High value is like also just knowing what's worth your attention. What's her focus? Like if you're somebody, you got to be aligned with somebody. So people usually try to force their beliefs and they want to fix somebody and mold somebody. No. Find somebody
Yeah, like
who
you
you're
have to
aligned
set the
with.
bar like high enough for yourself that even if a man can complete it for you, you're still satisfied with what you give yourself, what you're earning, what you're doing with your life, regardless of like if you have somebody there with you or not. So if they can't amount to like what you need, or they can't like, I guess, reach that bar that you set for yourself, then make sure that you're at that bar so that you're not below it judging someone else, you know?
So I want to alter the question just slightly. I think these answers are, of course, from your perspectives, right? But if we change the question just a little bit to what do you think makes a woman high value in a man's eyes? Would that change your answer at all? What do you think men would have to say about that?
I think a man would definitely want like a determined woman, someone who is able and capable of doing on her own if and whenever he happens to fall. Like, you have to be there to support him, be his backbone. But he has to have trust and confidence that you're going to be able to do that for him, because if he doubts it because you're sitting there doubting yourself every day, you guys aren't going to have that like similar mindset or bond to where both of you guys are on the same page and know, like, if I slack, she got it. If he slacks, I got it. Like, when both of you guys are up, it's good. But if both of you guys are bad, at least you guys have a way or a mindset or a motive or somehow to get out of it and do something to get yourself out of that situation together, rather than being like, fuck, we're stuck, what are we going to do? Like, start panicking. No, you guys sit there, set goals, like, get that shit
In
going.
the same context, like you want to be on that same type of time, but you also need to have your own goals, your own things that you bring, like, not to the table per se, but it's like your personality, your values. Like, you got to be your own person, have your own things going on for yourself, so that way, like, it's not even an issue trying to fucking hold it down for the counterpart. Because people make it such an obligation to where they forget to find the pleasure in valuing
Doing
each
something
other.
for
So
them,
to a man,
yeah.
I feel like what to a man needs is just a little honeycomb hideout, like away from the world. No.
I feel like we shouldn't be an asset to a man. We should give 100 like they should give us 100. It should never be 50-50 this. they should complete us like we complete the man. I don't know. I feel like it's very complicated to ask that because every man is different. Every man wants different things upon a
Has
woman.
different perspectives.
Yes, so you
Gone
have
to
to
the
look
point
at
where
that.
you gotta find who you're in
In-
alignment with.
Exactly.
Because it's not gonna work.
Because
if it wasn't ordained for you guys.
I've been in a very, very long relationship for the last 10 years. I've been single for about 3 years. So within these last few years, I guess I have been, exploring. No, I haven't been like that, but, every man, not like that. I just feel
I'm
like,
with
no,
this one.
I'm not talking to every man, but every man has different values upon a woman that they want. And you can't approach every situation the same. Everyone has to have different type of love. You can't have respect for one person that you have for the other person. Just because you love that person the same doesn't mean you're going to love the next person the same, but you could respect them, or in a different value, I would say, like, they're always going to have that presence of love, but in a different knowledge and a different aspect of the other person. So you approach every situation different. But you learn to become the person you're with because that's who you love. So you mold into that person and you become who they want.
Especially as a woman, though, when I'm guilty of charge. Like, whenever I'm invested in somebody, like, I'm committed to myself as much as I'm committing to another person.
Exactly.
So it's just like, when it comes down to that person that you're really doing it for, love does come with sacrifices. It's just not all about you.
All right, I agree with that. But so you said you were in a 10-year relationship, right? So
Yes.
what happened with that?
Well,
Oh.
I mean,
If you, it's up to you. It's up to
oh
you.
goodness. I mean, long story short, he's a great man. I mean, I would never put disrespect upon this man. He's an amazing father to my children. So I give him all power to him. And, just we changed after so many years. Like I said, we got together when I was very young. And after years hit, we were just two different people. He went his separate way, and I had to respect him for that, and vice versa. And maybe it was for the better, because right now we get along so much better than we did when we were in the relationship, and I respect him so much for that.
Okay. Definitely a pretty interesting perspective, I'd say.
Yeah.
I agree.
Compared to what?
Compared to most people,
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
not everybody has that long of a relationship in their history and the experience of coming out of it on good terms with that person.
It took many years, but
So when you guys first split, was it amicable like that, or was there a bit of hard times there before it became what it is today?
I mean, honestly, he was my best friend. It was always amicable. To be honest, I feel like we separated, and he knew it was time. We knew it was time. There was something critical that happened between us, and we've moved past that, and we move forward. We can't be bitter. Yes, girl.
Why would you want that in your aura? Like,
Period. Why give bad energy out there?
All right. So would you consider, because it's going to lead into the next question, that your ex a high-value man?
Yes, he is.
So what makes him a high-value man?
He is a hardworking man. He completes his family regardless if we're together or not. He's always there. If I call him, he's there when I need him. But yeah, I feel like yes.
he earned his flowers.
He's always been there. How would you define a high-valued man now?
Yeah, your guys' perspective. What do you guys think?
Yes.
a high
What do
value
you
man
guys
is?
look for in a woman?
Hold on for a
Yeah,
bit.
before we
Hold
even
on.
get to that, why don't you speak
Wait.
on what you think a high-value woman is?
A high-value woman.
Yes.
I want to hear this.
We're all waiting for your answers now.
I think a high-value woman is someone who, particularly from the perspective of getting into a relationship, it's someone who doesn't have a whole lot of life experience, and the man gets to basically kind of be her portal to the world, so to speak, to where he gets to enjoy basically that he is the person introducing you to all types of new experiences or new places.
Oh, yeah, that's good news. That'd be great. And I've experienced it personally, but at the same time, like, when you experience it, you gotta be willing to surrender to that and accept it and to your life and not reject it.
Yeah. I feel like another thing that makes a woman high value is definitely like having traits of being a good mother. So I pay attention to that. But even if she like, yeah, if she doesn't have a kid, you still gotta pay attention to those, like how she. I feel like her come up has gotta be a big part in it. Like whether her mom is around and father's around. And yeah, so that for me is probably one of the biggest ones. Is like a
someone
good
who's, like,
mother and a good
family-oriented.
wife. That's what I look for.
Yeah, like
Not
if
either, so.
if I ever see her around kids, I'm gonna pay a lot of attention to how she behaves with those
Yeah.
kids. You know, because that's would be an indicator of how she would behave with my kids.
Very true. Very true. I don't know. I also think that she should be like your anchor, you know, kind of like what Devin was saying, like your emotional support, like to kind of keep your head in line.
Yeah.
You know, hardworking man, like you said, hardworking man's high value. So that guy's spending a lot of time doing this and that. He doesn't really have.
Mental time.
Exactly,
Regardless,
yeah.
work or not, he's there for his daughter and still taking care of his boundaries and his like motives. You know what I mean? And I
Yep.
respect that. Yes.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I'd add
Even the
on.
space that y'all gave each other, though, that's respect to that. 'cause
Exactly.
It takes a lot to really learn to let go, because sometimes it's better.
Exactly.
Like, you
and
know
come
you love
back.
them, 'cause
And
it's
Yeah,
not
that's
just
always the
doing it
hardest
for
part
me,
is
like,
letting
we
go.
both benefit from not holding on so tight, like, and then you get to let it be what it is, and it's all good.
but you could still be my dog.
But the only other thing I would add on to high value woman is that's a person who is able to bring peace to her man. He comes home, there's no conflict. It's just it allows him to basically decompress.
Yeah.
I feel like I have this conversation with a lot of my homegirls, because we all be going through it, right?
The eye roll for me.
But at the end of the day, it's like you want to be equally yoked. Like that's why I say, like, you gotta find somebody who's in alignment with you. Like, are we on the same page? If not, like, where can we tweak it? And if you're not willing to tweak it, like, I mean, it is what it is.
Well, you say
And-
you
but,
guys
like,
have to
when-
be equal.
Not necessarily, because you want to have like most common interests, but you want to embrace your uniqueness within yourself. Like, everybody has a different path. I'm a firm believer. Like, I have a twin sister, so my whole life I fucking was conflicted about my own individuality. Okay, I'm human, but at the end of the day, it's like you come to a certain point in your life, at least I did, where I could look at a man and just be like, okay, I see where you're at. I'm not even gonna dog you for whatever your faults are. I got my faults, and you just want to like use your discernment on who you're certain. Like, you don't even gotta look for it, but it's like if you're in some shit and you're like social awareness, self-awareness, be fucking for real. Know what the fuck is going on in your environment, so that you know how to like move, and you're just not out here fucking giving your fucking power away. Me, you give your power away when you allow so much. The opposition wants you to fucking feel down, okay? You don't want to put that shit on yourself. So if you're living with yourself the most that anybody's living with,
But you know what? Certain doors close so others could open.
Period.
you
so
gotta
use your
think of-
discernment.
I know,
Going
it's
back
hold on
into
to-
what the fuck I was saying, like, use your discernment. That makes a woman high value and equally a man. Because you got to have that spiritual strength.
I don't know. I feel like between a man and a woman, in like both parts, each party needs like a reassurance. And sometimes, like for women, usually it's like physical or like more emotional. But like sometimes for a man, it's just like when you get home from work, you know, like you want to make sure that the house is clean, like your kids are put to bed, you could chill, watch TV, you know, do what you got to do, go to sleep, like, you know, have your like you time, like not have to sit there and worry about having to do like 1,001 things, or like, you know, like at times there will be days where you have to go home and do shit like that, but at least prioritize, you know, making one another feel like completed in a sense, to where like, okay, like I know you've had a long day working, you know, like I'm gonna make sure you come home at ease, everything's gonna be cool, taken care of.
That's love right there.
But
Really.
at the same time, you know, vice versa, like if he's having a smooth like week at work, you know, everything's going good for him, but your wife is stressed out at home, whether she's going crazy in her head or she feels like she needs more attention, giving her that little reassurance and taking time out of your day to reassure her in little gestures or like little ways will complete each other, you know, and that would bring peace amongst each other, because at least, you know, like when you're going through it and you're struggling, like that's really somebody I can count on and go to and depend on. Like, I don't need to like act like a hard ass, or I don't need to feel like I got it all on my own, because I know that I could just be me right now, cry, be vulnerable, like, and vice versa. If you're going through it, you know, you could just let it all out, get mad if you want to, you know, like, I don't know, let's go do something together to like let out your anger or whatever, you know, but do something that'll help you guys not only build a stronger connection within each other, but like mold what you guys want for the future for each other, you know, because there's a lot of times where like people argue and they can't get over certain things, you know, or like they take it the wrong way, or
Holding grudges.
yeah,
Why?
sometimes both of you guys are trying to go towards the same goal but have different ways of doing it, so you guys bump heads. And instead of talking about it and understanding that what you guys are talking about, you know, it goes a total opposite way. But if you're able to actually understand
this
what like
conversation.
your man is talking about, and you're able to understand what like where your woman is coming from, then you guys are going to be on a whole different level of
surrender to
agreement.
each
That
other.
peace is going to be a whole different like level of like enjoyment, because it's like, damn, like you really get me, like
Bigger than us.
yeah.
It's more than just me.
It's more
We're
than
here
like the
together.
physical, like it's spiritually, emotionally, like anything and anything, everything that you could imagine, you know, it's what you have in that one person, because it's a bond that both of you guys have grown and learned each other with, you know, like it's developing and seeing a better future for you guys. I was knowing that like that reassurity is always there. You got it.
So communication.
Yeah.
Hey,
But
Huge,
communication
right?
without
Reliability.
communication isn't anything.
No.
So it's the
Unconditional
understanding
love.
Yes.
behind the
You have
communication.
to understand what they're saying to
Yes.
communicate.
Because you can say
cannot-
what you want to all the time, but if you're mad and you say it a certain way, they're not going to understand where you're
It's gonna
coming
go
from.
through
If
one ear
person
and
has
out the
Yeah.
other.
so much understanding, like at least give them the same respect.
Yeah,
And even if it's hard for you, guess what? It's not fucking easy
yeah,
being that vulnerable. And they're done there.
yeah. Communication without comprehension is shit. So you got to have
if
both. They
it's
come
dead, it's
hand in
not
hand.
growing.
Yeah.
If it's dead, it's not growing. So what the fuck is we really doing?
But if you guys are able to be vulnerable with each other and have that peace amongst each other, then that's something you guys can work on, thrive, and prosper, and hopefully help other people, or like give them examples on what you guys do.
Real quick, what do you mean? So you said both of you being vulnerable. So it's like, what do you mean by a man being vulnerable?
To where you're able to let your guard down. Because I feel like men, I don't know, at least in the way that like I was raised, are protectors and providers. Vulnerability isn't always look like weaknesses, you know, being not necessarily weaknesses like physically, but being scared, you know, or having worries, having doubts, like being frustrated, not knowing if you're going to be able to handle the next situation. Sometimes talking about it, and even if you have to cry a little bit, like where I'm raised, yeah, it's frowned upon. Like a man isn't supposed to do that. A man isn't supposed to have those type of weaknesses. A man is supposed to
But
just
we
think
are
about it, get forward, and
human.
get through it.
Regardless,
Exactly.
A
So
man is going to be a man,
to
but
be
they
able
are
to
human
drop
like
that,
us.
to be able to drop that like defensive
A
self,
man
you
or
know,
a
and open up
girl,
and be like,
no.
fuck, like I fucked up, or I'm going through it,
So
or
check me out.
I'm
My
in
whole
like a
life-
weird
my whole life,
situation.
like, I think I have mommy and daddy issues because, like, I didn't-
Same,
I
girl,
didn't-
same.
I didn't have the emotional support that I you
Should
know,
have
like
had.
every single one of us should be respected, but it's like everybody's human. Like if what our parents don't learn, we learn. Okay, so at one point I realized in my life that I relate more to a man than
I
than I
relate to a
thought
woman.
before,
Yes.
because like for me, and I feel like some men can relate. Like I can't speak for men, but it's just when every time you meet yourself with vulnerability and you try to express yourself, you're dimmed down. You're not valid. You have no room to feel how you feel. You know what the fuck that does to a person? So I relate to a man because in my perspective, I mean, shit, I'm in myself in the deepest, darkest places, so nobody can tell me shit about myself. But at the end of the day, it's like when you fucking really admit your lack of vulnerability, like if every time you're needed in a situation where you need to be vulnerable, you know what hurts the most? Like you feel this weird acheness right here. That's your heart chakra literally trying to break to be open, to be heard, to be validated. Do something for yourself and just express how you feel. And then whatever happens after that, be real about it, that if it's not what you expected or anticipated, like make peace with that shit. You can't hold on to like everything all the
It's
fucking
strong.
time. And I just feel like as a man though, like I relate to
Not
the sense
expressing
of not
their
being able to be
emotions.
vulnerable. Yeah.
I should. Like,
But you should be able to do that
I
with
feel
somebody
that-
that you find
I
peace
feel
in.
I feel like
you
my whole
know.
life I felt like I was super hard body, and the only moment where I found myself being soft was when I faced my shadows. Like, why do I feel guilty? Why do I feel shameful? Why do I feel fearful? And it's like, men definitely need the space and the respect to like
The
feel those
boundary.
feelings because
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause I know
I'm
men
big
like
on
talking
suicide.
about it.
Like that shit, nah, nothing to play with. And everybody deserves to live and want more for themselves. And so it's like, you need to be validated.
Okay.
So
Men and women, but like men like go through in a weird like, no, can't explain it.
Yeah, it's definitely different.
when it comes to this whole vulnerability thing, do you think that a man should bring certain vulnerabilities and problems of his to his friends and then different ones to his woman?
No. I mean,
I
yes,
feel like I don't know, go ahead, Vian.
you would want your
I was your
man.
friend.
Right. But hold on.
I feel like
wanna
he
hear
should
what she
come
had
to
to
me before he should go to his friend. Yes, certain situations should not be talked about with your spouse. No. But other situations when you know there's hardship, I want my man to come comply in me. Like, I want him to understand I'm that person there to talk with him.
Be safe with.
Yes, like,
Yeah.
I want to be that rock for him. Like, there is not something where he shouldn't have to not feel like he should come not talk to me.
Granted,
Yes.
there are different
I love
conversations you
that.
have with
I
your
don't
friends
know,
in private,
yeah.
but it's really not that deep, so it's kind of like.
What type
You-
of conversations are you talking about?
Well,
Like
is-
what?
is
Like
it- or is this
what
like
do
a
you
marriage
mean?
where everybody's living and sharing mortgages? And
yeah,
shit?
hold on.
Or
You
is
gotta
this
you
just,
gotta go a
like,
little bit
something
deeper. 'Cause you have to go a little bit more into it.
You know where I'm kind of going with this?
Yeah. Like it's more serious stuff, you know.
I
Like
want
I
my
wouldn't
man
like.
to
I'll
talk
tell
to
you
me.
this much: I would
I would
never
let it-
go
I
to
would
my
let it know
woman
that.
and complain about anything.
But
Why?
Because in my eyes, the way a man feels, like the way I feel doesn't matter, right?
No.
Because
See?
no, listen. Let me finish.
are you saying like
No,
you
no,
could
no.
complain, but it wouldn't?
Regardless of the emotional state that I'm in, things have to get done.
Period.
So if I'm sitting there talking about my emotional state, it's not going to help me or benefit me
Okay,
in whatsoever.
but
The
may I
only-
add something in really quick?
Huh.
Okay. When you are going through those phases in your life where you don't know what to do, you're going crazy, yeah, you can go talk to your homeboys about it. But sometimes the people that you got around you are the people that want your biggest downfall. So that's where you got to lean back on your woman and be like, all right, look,
Discernment.
this is what's going on. I'm not trying to sit here and cry to you, but if you really got someone who loves you and someone who's there for you, they're not going to let you get stuck in that emotional state. They're going to be like, all right, this is what happened. Fuck it. You took a loss. What are we going to do right now to get you up out of there?
Exactly.
What's going to happen right now? We're going to create that game plan
And
for
I-
you.
see, that mindset
Your
right there, that's
homeboys-
good.
You feel me?
If
Like,
most women had that mindset, that would be great. But that's not the case.
All right.
So what you just said, that's what he would say. That's what he would say. That's what he would say. So that whenever I have any sort of issues, even if I am stuck, it could be a woman issue. It could
So
be
you messing
financial.
with them toxics or what?
What you-
that laugh said it all. He don't even got to
I mean,
answer.
I've had my run-ins. I can't sit here and say I'm perfect, right? So that's why I'm doing this podcast. But, yeah, no, I
It'd
just
be
feel
like
as if like a man, like you said, he has to be strong. He has to be the protector. He has to be the provider. And there's nothing
See,
wrong
but
with
I'm like, fuck that. What the fuck? That's bullshit.
hell
That's
no,
bullshit.
no.
I get it. I get it. Because a man should do that. But there's so much more to a man than just that. And if, like, I don't know. That's why machistas
You know
piss
what's
me
crazy?
off.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about me is I have my twin sister, right? So I'm like, we're 29. I'm
I need a
single, no
drink.
kids. She has a beautiful life. She's married, has two beautiful children, and they are on their own type of time. And it's crazy because they both earn bread, but they have like their own schedules. They're like entrepreneurs in which the fact that like they make their time in what's valuable to them.
Yeah.
So it's like you really want to be choosy. You really want to feel into somebody and lean into somebody, and it goes both ways.
I don't know. For me, being a mother, trying to talk to someone is a lot harder than someone that doesn't have a child. You know, you have to put your child's perspective first. You know, you have
I
to
know, but
always
it's
look
understand
out
that
for your child before you look out for them. And, you know, being in a relationship and being like a single mother is very hard sometimes because they don't understand. I don't have the time. Like, I'm limited certain times, and I don't want to bring my child around that situation too early, you know? So it's very difficult, but if that person is willing to wait, you know, that could be the amazing, you know, outcome to the whole situation, you know, the cherry on the top.
For the girl.
But I don't know. What do you have? Because I feel like a man, there's no answers or buts. You got to be the provider, the protector. You got to be the lead of the household. That's how I look
Yeah,
at
so
it.
I think that the man should be her emotional rock, but I don't really think that goes both ways. You know, I think that we're different, and I think that there are different roles to play, and I don't really think that both people need to play both roles, at least not in every case, and I don't think the emotional rock is one of those cases. I think,
Yeah, because
I
guys are
mean,
not emotional.
That takes a sturdy person though, like
Yeah.
when you're owning it like that.
But
And it's
not every
definitely-
man is like that.
no,
you
and
know?
it is also a good point. I think you raised it, that if like a guy could be confiding in his friends, but those friends aren't good friends and they're just wishing for his downfall. I say for certain that everybody in this room who I'm friends with, none of them are gonna. I could bring any problem I have to the people in this room. I know they got my back, and when
Not
it comes
everyone
to,
has that certain
Yeah,
situation.
not
Yeah,
everyone
I
That's
know.
what
that,
sucks.
but
it's
you know.
definitely and it's definitely a hard thing to find, you know.
Yeah.
Because like the same way that a man and a woman, you guys were talking about how you have to find someone who like really matches you, right? It's the same thing with friends. You know, it took a while to actually form this
Yeah.
group here.
Definitely.
Your inner world reflects your outer world. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like it is harder to speak on now for like the basic situations or the normal situations, because like most group of guys are not gonna be in similar paths like everyone is here and have like an ultimate like same
Oh,
finished
yeah.
goal.
That's what I said in the very beginning.
Yeah.
You know?
So
Yes.
so with that being said, it's like people are the sums of the 5 people they spend the most time with, right? So if you're in that situation, you just gotta find better friends. You gotta make sacrifices. As simple as that.
burn
Give
that
or
shit
take.
up. Start all up. Right?
Play it back. Say it again.
Burn that. No.
But hold on, real quick though. So we were talking about the woman's value, and then now.
I just have just one more thing I want to mention on this particular subject. I don't think that a man should just be like a complete rock and just not show his woman any emotion, right?
Right, yeah.
I think that there
Right.
are definitely like some things that he should, of course, talk to her about that he shouldn't even talk to his friends about, right? But in the issue of like someone mentioned like problem solving, right? If I like lost a job, right, the first people I'm going to call are probably the people in this room, and we're going to see if we can figure something out, something to replace it. If
Yeah.
anybody knows anything, I'm going to access my network and see if we can figure things out. For almost any life problem I have is going to go straight to my friends, and I'm not really going to mention it to my woman until that problem is resolved.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I disagree.
Me as well. I want my man, like, I feel like we should be saving, and hopefully he could dig into our savings before, he should rely on someone else. I don't know. I feel like I'm there for my spouse, and I want the best for him regardless. Like, I never want to see my man in downfall, excuse me. But I feel like I want that all for my man, so I'll give my all to my man, If
I don't know. I
he's
guess you
down,
guys
I'm
express
down.
yourselves differently, so that's where that whole like hand in hand with how shit goes. Like you have to be able to know your partner to read them and be like, all right, I could tell by your body language.
Yeah,
like
you
you're
should
having a
already
fucked up
know
day.
your
I'm not even gonna
man's
push on it.
stressed.
I'm just like, it's cool. I'm gonna let you chill. Do what I can for you.
When you're in
Like
tune
vice
with each
versa.
other, it's just what it is. Like, you know your person. You gotta be in tune though. Like,
What do you mean in
Yeah.
tune? Like,
Cause like,
I'm an intuitive woman, so like she's saying, oh, I know when shit's off. You
Yeah.
can't fake the funk with me, like. So tell me what it is. And then some men do find it difficult to like, just hey, you know what?
I feel like men
Because
just
they
don't
do-
know how
they-
to
'cause-
express
because,
themselves
like, if
as
you're the type
good.
of person that you are, where you're just like, it's not on you, like this is on me.
I'll tell you this
Like,
much.
that's all you gotta say though.
All right. Where I was gonna lead off before we took the intermission was like I feel like women need to like instead of coming at a guy like saying, "Oh, how do you feel?" say, "What do you think about this?" Because their emotional state is not. Most guys don't give a fuck about that. I can tell you that right now, or they're not gonna say nothing on it. So if you approach him with a situation, if you guys are in in a bad situation or what, something's come up, say, what do you think about this? What should, like, ask him more in a way that's like, how are we gonna solve this? Not how do you feel about this?
It ain't about what you say; it's about how you say it.
Yeah,
and if you know your man,
You're gonna know how to say it.
You know what triggers him. Yes.
So real quick,
that's real. That's real.
But to lead off this one, so we talked about the woman's value. So what in your guys' eyes, because she's already mentioned it, but I'll have you go over it again. But we'll start with you. Like, what makes a guy high value in your eyes? Like, what qualities does he need to have in order to be considered that?
A man that is high value to me is a man that has priorities, a man with self-respect, a man with dignity, a man that adds value to your life, you know, and is, I don't know, guess like something that'll help create a better you rather than like implicate you or keep you like steady still in one spot, you know, like.
Or fuck up your whole bag, bitch.
Yeah, literally, like
I was
a man is someone
way
who's
better
like
than before you
dedicated,
came around.
yeah, dedicated to like leveling himself up so that he could level you guys both up, you know, like, I don't know, a man who has equal interests and like, not necessarily interests, but like equal like motives, you know, like equal levels of success that they want to achieve or dreams, you know, like it, like for instance, you know, you could want kids in the future, and for all you know, the person that you're talking to doesn't want kids, but you don't know that because you guys don't sit there and like
Have the real conversations.
yeah, actually talk about stuff like that you should.
Values.
I want my man to have goals. Okay, you could
Yeah,
be with someone that
ambitions.
does not want to get a job,
Hey.
that sits there.
And you gotta tell the difference between a dude who's selling a dream and who's really about what the fuck they
It's not about
say.
the money. It's
Walking like
not
he's
never
talking,
gonna
baby.
be about the money to me. I feel like, but I do have to have a man that has at least a little bit of goal and motive. You know, you can't always have to like always feel like you're focused on taking care of your man. He has to at least bring his support and you bring your support, so y'all are established to bring that support and grow and build that empire. You don't want to be stuck in the same path. You want to grow with one another. You know, in 30 years, how are you going to be if you're still the same person?
Ew.
Yeah.
That don't even sound exciting.
Exactly.
Because you dry as fuck.
So what makes a man high value for you?
I mean, going back, like, I validate everything in which they're saying on every level.
What you added?
But I just, going back to what the fuck I already said, it's just like, you could want what you want out of somebody, but it's never going to be what the fuck it's for you. Learn to let go of what the fuck you do, you know? Allow love in. Be love. Embody that. And then be selfless in the fact that you can give that. And you know you're going to get it back. Maybe it's not from the motherfucker that you thought.
I want my man to love me how he loved me the first day.
But it comes,
in 30 years
it
later.
comes to the point where it's like, I'm not even in that stage in my life where I can never like put my thumb on that shit. But from what I'm learning in this moment, it's like I really don't. Nobody got shit to prove to me. I don't got shit to prove to nobody. But like, if you want to love me, I could love you even better, and then we could learn better, and we could be better together. Like, but does that really ever happen? And am I ever that really vulnerable for that type of shit? No, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'm equally fucked up just as these motherfuckers out here.
I will say on what you said, I don't feel as if your guys' dreams have to be equal,
Yeah.
because I feel like the man's
Yeah.
ambition should be higher, and he should be striving for
I'm
like
29,
not.
no kids, no marriage. I think I might just be that auntie that just be like single for the rest of her life. Come on now, no.
But as far as the dreams and like the
So that's
career
different.
path, I don't feel as if
That's not my fucking motive
That
or my
matters.
path, but at the end of the day, like, I could be, okay, because don't get me wrong, I love being auntie. I love being that fucking little free spirit that's give my kids back to their parents. But do I want that for myself? Yeah, maybe one day. And it almost happened, but that's besides the point. So, like, at this point in my life, since it didn't, guess what? I got more purpose to figure it the fuck out, and everything happens for a reason. I can't keep asking myself why. I'm not a victim to my circumstances. Like, if at the end of the day that I feel the way that I feel, I'm gonna feel it. But I gotta be better and fucking like, man, I don't got a choice. Why do I need to feel when I could just be fucking doing it?
I don't know. He has to feel valued in himself to value himself too. Like I said,
Going
you have
back-
to love yourself. But you have to love yourself. You know, like I go into perspective. You have to love yourself.
Or accept love
and I
in
would
general.
pray that my man loves himself. You know.
I need to roll this shit.
Like
This
I
is
would
taking
have
forever.
never
You want me to
hoped
roll
my
it?
man.
Make me talk.
Bring it back
No,
to
I
me.
got.
I don't know. How do you guys
sure
feel
it's
in
safe.
this question?
All right, so did we
I
recap
wanna
that?
have-
Did we recap that? What's the next question?
Oh, the question was like, what qualities does a man need to have to be considered high value?
Yeah, like he has
We
to
even
love
answer
himself.
that? I feel like
Kind of, sort of. I
it's,
say
it's equal. I feel like our
sorta.
perspective is so into it to the point where it's like you gotta give it to get it.
Like, hold on, real quick. Does
The
he
man
have?
has to
Hold on.
definitely value
Does he have
himself,
to
though.
make a certain amount? Does he have to like be fine? Like have his own place, have a car, like have a
I don't
career?
got. I don't got
some
half
per-
of the shit
at
that I
some
want. I
point
took
in
so many
time,
L's in the
yes.
last year and a half.
At a certain age,
At
I
some
feel like
point
he
in
should
time,
be
I feel like
established,
yes,
though.
within our age, like
Dude,
you
I'm
should
older than
be
you
sitting
motherfuckers, and
there
I lost
like,
everything that I fucking
no.
worked for. Like whenever I was your age and your age, I fucking did.
I just turned
And then
26,
now,
that's
at
good.
the age that I'm at like, all the L's that I took, I ain't gonna get into specifics. Motherfucker, the table's turned. And you gotta learn how to fucking come up every time you hit down.
yeah, but
Okay, hold on.
Right.
So I want to get into our answers on this. I want to start off with Riley. What do you think makes a man high value?
Well, for one, he needs to be a leader, mainly of the household. In most cases, I think he needs to be a good role model.
Oh yeah.
He needs to be a problem solver. Man, there's a lot going into being a man, man.
Hold on. Did we disclose your guys' age?
No, there's no need.
what?
Oh, wait.
I'm really interested.
Yeah, now I'm curious.
now.
Come on, we all said it.
I do think that he needs to
35.
have some
You're
sort of.
lying.
35.
Man.
Let me see your ID. ID check. No.
I gotta be the oldest motherfucker in
Run
there.
your pockets.
No, that's not the like, main topic, but back
But no,
to the
you,
subject.
you
know
definitely
what?
need financial goals. You know what I mean? You wanna have a plan, all right? Because that's what a guy is supposed to do. He's supposed to help the family plan out to where they want to be.
I've been
something
rolling
else.
this blunt for so long, though.
All right, what do you guys says? Throw on top of mine.
Well, I agree with the ambition. I feel like a man should be ambitious, be a leader, a protector, a provider. I also feel like,
What were you saying about the dream thing?
what about the what?
The dream, like having the same dreams.
Oh, I was because you mentioned that like that was for the other question. You said something about the like you look for like similar path, like you guys are in similar paths or something or similar career paths. I don't feel like that's needed because at least in my eyes, like a man's ambition needs to be more. You need to strive for more. You need, like I said, you need to be a leader. You need to be the protector, provider. In order to do that, you need to be more capable to do more than your woman.
Yeah, and like, well, I agree with that, like 1,000%. That's sort of what I meant, like, to where you don't have to have the same exact dreams or be in the same exact position, but you guys, at the end of the day, want the same goal, like, to be happy, successful, like, well off, leave
fucking
something
sure.
for your kids if you have them, you know what I mean? Like, make sure that what you created was something that was a stable foundation that grew and blossomed into something way more, you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
And then like what he said, just to finish off my thing, about the high value. I feel like a man needs to be a problem solvers, you know, because you're going to encounter that a lot. And in my experience, like people come to me to solve their issues, you know, and so do I. But certain people only. The only people in this room pretty much. But yeah, you need to be a problem solver. You need to be the leader of the household and be ambitious. Be like mentally, I feel like financially, and physically all in a good place.
so
Yep.
I'm all about quotes. I got quotes for days. So here's one for you. If you are a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem. As a man, you take responsibility for your shit. As a woman, you better be reciprocating that. And I mean, hate or love it, a lot of people are blessed, but they miss their blessings. And I need to quit. I need to control this man.
You have
Yeah.
All right,
no-
so
yeah, Devin's
I
got
think a high value man needs to either be making money or at the very least have a solid plan to make money because he needs to be able to provide, and things just keep getting more expensive these days.
Literally.
And he also has to have a good network. We were talking earlier about you being the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So those 5 people, who are they? What are they doing? You know, who a man surrounds himself with is a reflection of who he is. So I think in order for him to be of value, he has to have that as well.
Very
Be
true.
around one goat instead of a million sheep, you know?
Exactly. Because one goat's worth more than a million sheep.
Exactly.
Literally.
Now,
All right.
hold on. With all that being said, do you guys think that, like, do you think a man and a woman is everything's 50-50? Do you think a man and a woman are equal? Is really what I want to ask.
I don't know.
I don't think
First of all-
that.
Hold on, one at a time. So who wants to go?
Go ahead, she can go.
All right.
I feel like the more that I know, the more that I don't know shit. I be saying I don't know shit about fuck. I only know the way that I feel. So it's just like at the end of the day, okay.
And that's perfectly fine. Women are emotional creatures.
Okay, but at the end of the day too, I'm not no little youngin' out here. Like I feel like I've gone through enough in my life to where, all right, I'm so accepting of the things that like present themselves, whether it's bullshit or not. I'm just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna see it for what it is. Being a Pisces, that's hard though.
Man, okay, hold on real quick. This whole zodiac sign thing, let me tell you my opinion on it. It doesn't fucking matter, all right? There are people that are born on the same day as Adolf Hitler. They didn't turn out like him, all right? They didn't go killing millions of Jews, all right?
As a person who's really into astrology, I'm not even gonna rebuttal that shit because I don't believe. I got a twin sister. We were born on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of shit that make a person different, so you can never pinpoint nobody. Know yourself.
Okay,
I have a set of twins
do you
that-
agree that the astrology signs are bullshit?
Fuck no.
Oh, fuck, bro.
So what? So
No,
what do you?
I love astrology.
He's like, what
I'm
the
into
fuck?
the whole chart. You gotta know your placements. Shit, I'm on that shit.
I think it all has to do with self-awareness.
And without that shit, what the fuck is you really doing at the end of the day? Because you know what? There's a
Okay.
there's
I don't know, but
there's
sometimes like it, in a sense, it is like it's relatable because a lot of people do the same things. So that's where they can put it into like certain categories. But like, yeah.
I mean, I feel like me
Man.
and him, we all have similar traits to each other. None of us have the same, or whatever.
us have the same
Well,
sign
just
at
for
all.
shits
That's
and
even
giggles,
better.
what are your guys' signs? Just for shits and
Oh
giggles.
my god.
No,
Since we're talking
guess.
about, you're like,
Since you guys are the,
You're
take
an
a
earth
guess.
sign. You're probably an air sign, and you're probably a water sign.
he's
I don't know
very
what that shit
quiet,
means.
so I
Nope.
would figure.
What?
Are
I
you
don't
a
even know what
Libra?
that means.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you
Like,
I don't know.
Libra?
Like you
I
said,
don't know.
somebody's an air sign.
So
I don't know
what
what
if you
that.
ask me questions
Are
that
you
you
a
don't even
Libra?
know?
I asked you what sign do
Are
you think
you a
we
Leo?
are specifically.
Okay,
What are
I
you?
said earth sign, so you're probably like a fucking Taurus.
Are you a Libra?
fucking Capricorn or
fuck
what's
is
the other
he?
one?
A Taurus,
You're probably
me?
an
Yes.
Aquarius, bro.
Or
You're
Scorpio?
probably a Cancer.
a
Nope.
Capricorn.
No.
I feel like
I thought
She's right about me. She's right about me. I'm an Aquarius. I'll say that.
Are you a Sagittarius?
What are you?
Are you a Libra?
I'm
No.
a Taurus.
Oh,
Are you a
you're
Leo?
Yeah.
Nah,
No.
you
Are you a
must
Virgo?
not.
Stubbornness.
No.
Okay, so I'm the type of bitch that like know the whole chart.
Okay, like, make it make sense.
All right.
Like, I don't get it. It's like,
That's a
to
whole
me,
different podcast.
yeah, that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah.
Right there.
I would really-
all I'm gonna say
I'll
is
come with the
that
facts, okay?
all I'm gonna say
but
is that if
here's
you're a
the-
chick, right, and you try to excuse your actions because of your astrology sign,
That's
out the
bullshit.
door you
That's
go.
bullshit.
Out the door you go.
First of all,
Simple as
that's
that.
some bitch shit.
What? To use the
Using any type of excuse, like, oh, I know I'm fucked up just as much as anybody else, and I admit to where the fuck I fault.
so
But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna blame my Pisces
okay.
sun, my Scorpio moon, or my Taurus rising.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that's what I'm talking. That's really
on now. I know
because
I'm stubborn,
women,
I know I'm overly
like they
emotional, but-
identify themselves with their
I know
astrology. They
where the
like
fuck I'm
use
coming
it as
every
their
time.
excuse, and
Yeah,
that's
it's
where
not
I'm
all
like,
that.
bro.
Oh, this is a hard subject to talk
There's
about.
there's
but let's
there's
get
just
on
a there's
it.
just a like rational and
question,
irrational
please.
part of every sign. So it's like there's an
Where's the
elevated and
fucking
unelevated type of fucking characteristic.
Let's move off the subject, man. Like, go to something else.
Yeah, you don't want to hear this shit.
We were talking about are we equal? Men, are men and women equal? All right, let's stay off of star signs.
Ew. What is equal? Like, honestly,
Well, equal means the same. So do you think a woman and a man are the same?
there's a
I
equal
feel like
opposite
they
and
have
apart.
sim-
So
like-
look at the yin
hold
and
on.
yang
Yeah.
symbol.
Similar
You got the light and the dark and the
capabilities.
dark and the light. So it's just at the end of the day, you're never gonna fucking be exactly the same person or the same vibe, but there's a balance. So you understand the other opposing side of you, other than identifying, like you are who you fuck you are, but you either are better or bitter.
All right, hold on. So, do you guys think that men should lead relationships? Let's just answer that.
I would prefer.
Yes, it would be. I feel like
It's
I'm an
amazing
old
to
soul.
have a
That
man
would be
that
awesome.
leads,
Yes.
but
Alright.
Let me
not
trust you,
most
let me
men
follow
know
the
how
lead.
to lead.
Hold on. So would you guys want him to have more money than you or make more?
I wouldn't
no,
care
I don't
about the
give a
money,
fuck.
but
That's
at least
the
have
thing. That's a
that
non-factor.
source and be
No,
established.
that is a big factor.
No,
that is
what?
a
What
big
do you
factor.
mean?
That is in order to be
Why?
a leader of the household, you need to be financially
Check me
stable.
out. There's levels to this
I'm
shit.
so-
So
I
either you're
can't-
gonna
I
be with
can't.
somebody who you're gonna help build up,
I
and
can't
y'all
with the
become
machismo
millionaires
stuff.
together, but somebody gotta
But you
fucking
don't
be
want
on
to
the
be with someone
downside
you gotta build
first.
up. You kind of want to be with someone that's established already at this point.
Okay,
of
so if
the
you're
game.
okay, so if you guys are
I'm already.
hold on. So if you guys are with a guy and you have to pay all the bills and take care of everything, you're gonna be okay with that. Okay, so you okay? Exactly my point.
Only one mic at a time. Only one mic at a time.
That does not mean
Hold-
that the woman cannot make more
We
money
will
than the man
figure
in a
it
relationship.
out.
That okay.
So
I
if
made
you're
more
making
money,
more, so what you're telling me is if you're making more and he's making less, you still expect him to pay the bills.
No,
to go equally with me, hell yeah, I do because
Okay,
what
so-
you're making is up to you.
Sometimes it's
what I
80,
have
20,
earned and
sometimes
built
it's
for
20.
All right,
myself
hold on.
has
Let's
nothing
say
to do with that.
let's say you're making more money than him, and he's completely content in his situation. He has no drive to make more money. Are you gonna be okay with that long term?
Definitely not. But if he's in a
Okay,
position,
exactly.
Real
But
quick. Okay,
everybody
so
starts
that goes
somewhere.
back to my
We will
point.
figure it
He
out.
needs to make more.
No, he doesn't. No,
yes,
he
he
makes
does.
the same
But
amount.
part of
I've
figuring
never
it out.
crossed that bridge.
But
So why
part
the
of-
fuck am I over here thinking
No, he
overthinking that
doesn't.
shit?
I'm allowed to make more money.
Me personally.
No one's saying you're
I've
not
never thought that
okay.
far ahead 'cause
How
I
is
never had
that
to.
wrong that the woman
So-
is
so
making
either
more money?
now
But
or
you
at
just
some
said
point.
that you just said that if you're making more money, you wouldn't be okay with that long
Yeah.
term.
So either
No,
now,
it's not that I'm making more money. I wouldn't be-
hold on,
Wait,
hold on,
wait,
hold on,
wait,
hold on,
yeah,
hold on. So either now or at some point, does the male have to make more money than you?
no.
No.
So then listen. You three are working your jobs that you're working right now. You find a male who's making $5-10 less than you. Are you gonna marry that guy and have kids with him and spend the rest of your life with him?
First of
I
all,
mean,
are we
right
thinking
now-
that- I'm not ever thinking
Okay,
One at a
so-
time.
One at a
One at
time.
a time. You guys are talking way too
I'm
much over each
so-
other.
Okay, look. Everybody starts somewhere. So if I am in a position in life where I have worked for what I've worked for and I have a different advantage than him, I'm not going to hold that against him. If he is starting off somewhere at a job, he's not going to get paid higher salary. But if he is looking to move up into the job, progress, and make more money eventually, whether it's as much money as me or more than me, as long as he's looking for that progression and it's something that can contribute to both of us, I am perfectly fine with it. He does not have to make more money than me. I can
Would
make
you
more money.
prefer him to make more money
In
than
an
you?
ideal world, yes, but
Okay.
that's
Okay,
All right.
so him making more
Yeah,
money.
you know what? I love that shit too.
So
but
him
at
making
the
more
end of the
money
day,
is what you want.
First of all, I've never gone that far
But
with
it's-
somebody.
Hold on, hold
on,
before.
hold on.
yeah,
Hold on,
it's a
Finances.
want, but it's not a need.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
So,
a want, but it's
so
not
for
a
you
need.
two, is a man making more money than you what you would prefer, what you would want?
Repeat that.
Is your man making more money than
me get
you
that blood.
something that you would want?
First of all, I don't have a man.
If
in
you
a
did,
hypothetical.
ideally, like
First of all, I don't idealize that shit.
oh my god.
All right.
In a theoretical world, this is a
Oh,
fake
wait, I'm a
world.
Pisces, so let me like.
Oh my god.
Let me be delusional for a
I feel
second.
like he has to at least have something established, whether it's less or more than me. What if he saved more along the years that I make more than him? Does that make sense? So he might have like 10,000 in the bank, but I spent that 10,000 at a fucking store. You know, from what he's just going out to fucking shop, girl. Fuck it, why not? But you know, go on vacation, go do something. You know, I at least want my man to at least have something established. But yeah, of course, money is something that does come into the perspective.
I feel
Yes,
like if you
because
guys
we
make-
have to go and build something with one another. Money is essential in this world.
Period.
You cannot grow without money in this world anymore.
But I feel like if you guys are both like at a certain level in life, or like you guys are like on
Well,
a
are you
salary
gonna be,
pay,
like-
and like you guys have like, you know, good 401ks and all of that good shit, benefits and everything backing you up, and you guys are making around the same amount, I don't think that that's bad.
Well, okay.
As long as both of you guys are
Here's the
satisfied
thing.
with where
You
you've
guys said
gone
that
at.
you wanted a supportive leadership, right? You guys wanted all this
But
stuff.
I'm also been independent almost all my life since I was 15 years old. I've been
Exactly.
on my
I
own.
was
So
raised by a
the
single mother.
having someone there for me to provide for me or have to do this or like, you know, it's not idealistic in my life because I haven't had that from such a young age. I've done everything myself. My first car, my first house, my first dog even, like, you know, I celebrated my first Christmas, decorated my own like stuff. I've done all of that stuff by my house, by myself, taken myself on vacations, done things that I would have liked to do with somebody else, but I wasn't. I did it by myself. So to have somebody for that, yeah, it's cool, but I don't necessarily like need it. You know, it is a want more than it is a need. It's not something that like I'm expecting out of someone because whether they have it or not, I still do. In a certain point in the relationship, I hope it wouldn't be like that. And I hope that I
Just to
would
that
be able
bit.
to lean on him, but up
Just to
until
that
that
shit.
point, you can't. You got to be able to be self-sufficient because they might not always be there. Sometimes people die, sometimes people get sick, you know, it's not always them cheating and leaving or, you know, I don't know, you guys not having interest within each other. Like, there's certain circumstances that separate you guys, and you have to be capable and able to support yourself and not be so dependent on him for everything. Because if he's not around, what the fuck are you gonna do?
All right,
Sit
so
down,
I want to move us off the money one because we seem to be just disagreeing.
that is.
All three of us think that a man should either be making more money than his woman or strive to make more. That's a bit of a disagreement here. So let's move on.
I'm not really into that
together,
egoistic
you know?
shit.
That sounds like a bit of a contradiction to what you said, though.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Hold on. So we're moving on. We're moving on.
Personally, I don't know.
please, next subject, please.
All right. So do you want a man to be smarter than you, know more than you?
Yes. I want someone that I can learn from.
Yes.
Someone that can teach me, someone that can help me grow.
We
Like,
gotta be teaching each other because I'm not a little bird brain ass bitch. Okay? I know I teach people.
So
everywhere I
of course, the man's not just gonna know everything while you know nothing. You're gonna know
I'm an
things.
intuitive
Hold on.
woman, though.
Hold on. You're gonna know things that he's not gonna know, and he's gonna know things that you're not gonna know. But in general, do you
each
want
other.
him to be smarter than you?
yes.
Well, of course I would want to learn from somebody.
All right.
It's-
Okay.
I would want someone to know that, like, say we're like in
Come on,
the
yeah.
mountains on some like hike
Come
or
on,
getaway or
that's
some
our
shit. You know,
shit.
we end up stranded or something. Like, I would want someone who's knowledgeable enough to be like, okay, this is what we have to do. Like, this is how we get down. This is how we get help. Like,
Yeah.
certain things
Someone
like
that's
that.
smart
Like,
enough to take
yeah, like
leadership.
shit that I don't. I
A
wouldn't know
leader,
how to
yeah,
do.
a leader.
Like,
So you guys want a leader.
You want a
Yes.
smart
Do you want him
leader.
to be stronger than you?
Either way,
Hold on, no.
The
Do
man should
you?
have that masculinity,
Yes.
but not
Okay.
all men carry that. Like,
And
all the
that-
men are
I
so
love it.
different in
And
this
not-
way, you know?
And that's a problem.
And that's the issue
That's
here.
really
Okay,
bad
this is the
conversation.
thing. I'm asking you, are men and women equal, right?
No.
Okay. Some of you were kind of iffy on that,
It
and
just
that's
depends on the circumstance and like what you.
it's
okay.
hard
If you
to-
want him, if you want him to make more than you, if you want him to be stronger than you, if you
Yes.
want him to be smarter than you,
Yes.
if all these things, where's the equality?
Hold on. Sometimes what the fuck you want isn't what's right for you.
Because there's different strengths. You could be stronger than me physically, but I could be stronger than you, like, mentally or emotionally, or even, like, the way that, like, I think about things, you know, spiritually. Like, there's different ways that we can contribute to each other. So it's not one is doing more than the other.
I
Like,
feel yes, I
you
agree.
gotta
There's
fill in
you
where
guys
there's
contribute
missing,
to
you know?
each other, but not in the
Yeah.
same way. And like that's
Exactly.
what I'm saying. A woman plays her role, and a man plays his role, right?
But I
But you
don't
know
think
when
that
you
there's
know when you
certain
know.
Hold on,
roles.
one at a time.
I don't think that there's certain given roles, like certain given roles that men have to do and certain given roles that women have to do. I think that that's bullshit. I do think that there's certain things that men do better than women or are able
So
to do more than them. So
if-
physically, a woman's strength will never compare to a man's. You guys are stronger
Yeah.
than us, literally. It's proven. There's no way to, unless she's like a fucking bodybuilder or something. But damn.
Even then, even then.
Even like, damn. Sorry, get you guys mad and you guys go on Hulk mode. Like, you
But
know,
real,
could
so like
never,
when
but-
do you have? So you have a kid, right?
Yes.
Do you have a babysitter, or is that someone you know that's taking care of your
I
child?
don't prefer no babysitters. I mean, my daughter is 5 right now. I still choose my mother or someone like his father's mother. I don't
So
know.
for females to play that role,
Um,
you would never take your child to a man to go babysit, right?
No,
Okay.
unless it's her
So
father.
the whole thing you're saying that there is
That's a
no
first kind of
established
question.
things for like a man and a woman. There is.
I mean,
There's certain things that a man has to do. There's certain things that a woman has to do, right? I'll tell you right
but
now.
mother is motherly. I mean,
Well,
that's
I'm trying to
something.
understand where this like
Yeah, I'm like,
question
wait,
in.
I'm asking you guys if you think women are men and women are equal.
No, I get
No.
But
that.
there's
Yeah.
certain
Yeah.
single fathers
Yeah, there
that
is.
has to take on that role. That has no other option.
See, and like I think it depends all on like a man's background as well, because
That's not something.
if you're like raised up in a household where, say, you're an only child, it's just you, your dad, and your mom. Either way, like the men's head of household is gonna overpower that. In my head of household, it was the man up until a certain point. When that man was gone, my brother became the man of the house as an 8-year-old little boy. So he is more in tune with like his femininity, and he is more like able to open up to like his emotional standpoint, because he sees where we're coming from. He knows like how it is that, what it is that triggers us, you know, or like what it is that makes us like so emotional, or what gets to us, because he's seen both ends of the, you know, both sides of the mirror basically on an outside standpoint. So he's able to open himself up differently than most men. You guys aren't really emotional, but my brother is able to express himself emotionally. Him and his girlfriend have arguments, and he'll sit there and be like, all right, like, I'm too pissed off about this shit. You're mad as fuck. I'm going to go home. I'm going to hit you back when I get home. If I have to come back over here later, I will. But I'm going to let you do with your emotions. I'm going to go figure out what I'm feeling right now, and then we're going to get to it and talk about it. But he's able to do that because he understands that at the heat of the moment, she's too upset to even express what it is that's upsetting her, because it's not just one thing. It's a bunch of little shit that added up to that one thing. And
But
he
so
has to be able to, like,
even him doing that tells me that he's leading that interaction. So he's being a
Exactly.
leader.
Yeah.
because he's the man.
Exactly.
The boy
Exactly.
growing
But
into a man.
he doesn't sit there and necessarily, in the way that I view it, I know that you might not think about it that way, but he doesn't overpower the woman because of that. To my brother, the man and the woman of the house are the ones that lead. Because
But without a woman,
if
you guys
you-
are not born, so you guys have to.
we're
at
the,
least
you
give us a
guys
little value
you guys are the
with that.
structure,
But
the
a mother, that goes into
foundation,
that mother.
but we're the heart. We're what makes the house a home.
Exactly. I agree with that.
I agree with that, yeah.
Because you know
And
what, like,
he
I'm trying to
believes
figure
that
out
that's
where
hand in hand. You know?
having
Like I said, I feel like we're
equal.
equal in different ways. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
So that's like plays
Yeah.
into that. But what you about to say?
I can't even put it into words right now because to me, my mind was going like 1,000 miles.
All right, that's cool. Hold it right there, because we're already at 28. All right. So to lead off this one, I want to ask you guys this. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. My opinion, I believe that when a woman and a man get in a serious relationship, she has to join his world. He does not have to join hers. What do you think about that?
They gotta create their
I
own.
think that, yeah. I think at some point, like, the life that you were brought into is different than the life that you're going to choose to live with your partner. Because when you're with somebody, it's more than just about her changing everything that she needs to suit him and be able to apply to what he needs. Say if you guys are, like, moving to different cities, or you got a job opportunity in a different city, I still have to consider what I have going on for myself here. If we're not meant to be right now, hopefully in the long run, when we're both to where we need to be, we'll find each other again if it's really like that. If not, then I hope you go your way and I'll go mine. But I'm not going to stop my success on behalf of yours. And I know
What
that
if
that
he's
might
more
sound-
successful?
It depends on how, like, the certainty of it, I guess. I don't know.
You don't have to work.
I don't know. I'm very independent, so I like going out and doing shit like that. Like, I have to work. I'm very, like, self-motivated. I'm very money-motivated.
Or would you be willing to like work in such a way that helps him in his success?
Okay, well, like, say if I got, like, a work from, like, home job or something like that, then maybe I would, like, consider it. But if I was working in an office and I was getting ready to establish my own type of corporation, I would not leave what I'm doing right now just so that you can go off somewhere else and do what you're doing. If we're further along in the relationship, yeah, but I think it also has to do with like the time and point that you're at in a relationship.
So let's say you found a guy that is high value. He checks every single box, right? He's the perfect one for you. But that scenario happens.
Yeah.
You're going to leave him?
No.
I didn't think
No.
so.
All right.
Because I want to hear what you have to say.
I feel like, yes, I join his world, but like he has to understand I'm joining his world. He has to
Join mine.
join mine as well.
What do you mean by that?
Because we both have our own life. We've grown up different ways. I feel like me and him will have to establish a point where we have to come together. But, you know, yes, necessarily I'm joining his world, but he's joining mine as well.
It's like
I don't think
reciprocated
it can work
energy.
both
So
ways.
for me,
like-
I'll tell you this much. For me, it's like if I'm gonna abuse somebody, right? The way my world works, right, is I have a lot going on. I have a lot. So if I'm gonna be with a female, she needs to contribute to that, right? In whatever way that is. Maybe she has to send a couple of emails out. Maybe she has, that type of shit. So she's still doing work. It just has to be around what I'm doing.
Exactly.
So you agree with that?
Yes, but
She has to be interested in it though, and be
but-
something that she's
Well,
willing
I'm
to
growing
do.
into
me
his
personally,
world.
Yeah.
me personally, I'm not a hater. If I'm loving on somebody, I'm definitely willing to like explore their little realm of self-development. They choose how they see
Get a little
it.
closer to the camera.
They see how they choose fate, right? Whenever you're loving on somebody, but for me, I just feel like what the you get to choose your partner, and you get to choose in the which way somebody takes their sacrifices. So 1 year, or for maybe 3 years, one person's going to be the stay-at-home parent, while the other one chases their dreams, and then vice versa.
So in this
tables
okay.
turn, tables turn. So
But let's put it this way though. In this scenario, right? You come across a guy. He fits all the qualities you want, right? He's financially stable. He's got all this stuff going on. The only thing the only thing you got to do is join his world and be able to contribute to what he's doing. Are you willing to put aside what you are currently doing to do that?
as long as it's honorable to me.
But let's say it is. Let's say it is.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
of course
because
it would be.
it depends on the motherfucking person.
But that's what I'm saying. It's
There's
the guy
not a
of
lot
your
of people that are
dreams.
worth-
This is the guy that fits
So
everything
why would
for
that
you.
not be a no-brainer?
Okay, there you go.
There we go.
So
There we
she's
go.
going-
Okay.
she's
All right.
in his world.
So another. Okay. Next question.
Hold on. Just to
But
speak on what
goddamn,
you were
like
saying.
at the same time, like you're not gonna fucking make me feel small.
Right.
It's not about making you feel small, just because.
But that's what I was going for. Is like tables turn. Like you gotta share.
I think if they're able
You
to
gotta-
like
you gotta make it
contribute to
work.
one another,
It's
it's
sacrifices for
okay.
everybody, but it don't gotta always be the same person all the time.
Y'all want to sponsor me, by the way.
I think it's like the guy has a train and the girl is hopping on to be his passenger, but it's still his train. A guy is not hopping on the
He's a
girl's life
conductor.
train.
Okay, but like say in an instance where like you're with somebody, they want to go into like the filming or music industry, but you are going to school for like real estate and business management and stuff like that. Those two worlds can coincide within each other. Sometimes people are doing doing different fields of work where it doesn't, and that's where like you have to sit there and really, I guess, decide if that person is worth doing everything for. But
Yeah.
it depends on what you have here and like built and like the stakes that you're losing. I don't know. I guess if the stakes are too high or if I'm losing too much that I feel like I've worked so hard on, it would be like a harder decision to just choose to get up and go.
Is
and do
the
it.
man you're worth of investing in? Is
That's
the
what I'm
I would
saying.
have-
That's
yeah,
what I'm
he
saying.
is.
in this scenario,
He
it's that
is,
ideal
yeah.
person who
Then
is
of
worth
course,
that.
yes.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if he isn't, then like why put forth that effort?
Exactly.
I don't know if that's where like
He needs to be worthy in order for you to submit to him in that manner, right?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. In this scenario,
Yeah,
he's
and,
worthy of you.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, I understand that.
How does it go both ways? What does a guy have to say?
Just the simplicity of it. Like a man's
I
not
feel like
very.
we'd have to write a
He's not very
contract.
complex in the way that he expresses himself. Like if you're reading your man the right way, he has nothing to say to you. You know who the fuck you're fucking with. But it's just like okay, so it's just the equal man understanding. So it's like you just gotta know your partner. It's like
I don't know.
You
I don't think I don't.
Man, I'm
It'd be a
just too
tough
over this
decision.
shit.
I probably would because I'm very, like, I feel like as a submissive woman, like, you're bound to do stuff like that. I definitely feel like I would be the type of person to do it, but I would have, like, I'd put up a little fight.
If fucking
See how
Drake
bad you
walked
want me
in
to
this
go.
room and offered you to be one of his many wives,
Fuck
would you?
no.
Okay, yes, you would.
Fuck no, the fuck I wouldn't. Hell no. You should not have said Drake. You should not have said Drake.
Fucking Lil Wayne, I don't fucking know, bro. All right. So, do you have anything to add on to this topic?
The only thing I'll say is I just want to clarify, like when we say she comes into his world, not the other way around. That doesn't necessarily mean that like he has absolutely zero contact in your world. Like he can still, like, you know, if we're talking about a serious relationship, meet your parents, gain an understanding of your world. But with what Riley was saying, yeah, it's like he's going in a certain direction, and that's just what it is. That's not changing, and you can either get on the train with him and join him in that, or let him pass you by.
Okay, so me taking care of my little brother, he's not of age to take care of himself yet. If I were to be with a man, that man would have to accept me and my little brother. And if he were to sit there and tell me that I'd have to drop that or leave him, I sure in the hell wouldn't. Same with like a single mother, you know, if you're with a man and he expects you to leave your obligations or your duties, it's a whole different scenario. So it depends on what, like.
So with that being said,
situations are
with
at
this
hand.
high value guy, I believe that
He would want to bring your little brother.
exactly. So you have to
Yeah.
be. That's what high value is. You have to
Yeah.
be able to provide for yourself and your family, like your wife, your children, but also the wife's family and your family. That's how I
Yeah.
look
Yeah,
at it.
because to add
Yeah,
on to
I
that,
agree with
if he actually cares about you and wants to bring you along for that, then it wouldn't be in his head to just be like, no, you got to ditch your little brother. He would. I know what we would look at that as is that's an opportunity to help that young man be built up as well.
Yeah.
But
Okay, yeah.
that is like
That reminds
that
me of this
perfect man.
one movie.
Yeah.
Well, this is the
Okay,
problem.
so
That's
yes.
the whole thing that we're doing
It's
this
like,
for.
yeah.
You guys are trying to look for the 1% of men, so you guys have to understand that 99% of the men that you
Are
see are
different.
not the 1%. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
And money doesn't define the high value thing. You know, there's a lot more that
There's a
goes
lot more that
into
adds
it
to a man,
than
yeah.
money.
First of all, you want somebody that like is taking value in
Closer,
things that
closer,
you want to take value in people that. All right, a lot of people take value in like the materialistic, the surface level, like the status, the you name it. To me, a high value person is just like, okay, what are you gonna take to the grave that nobody else can take from you? Like, you can't take my dignity, my honesty, my self acceptance. I don't regret shit. I'm not a good person all the time.
That's fine.
But when you know, and I'm gonna keep it real with whoever the fuck I'm associating with when it comes to the. It's just what it comes down to is just like it's really hard for me too sometimes to accept that that's what I choose to see because it's like everybody else is like wanting the status, the like what is that like to me? Because sometimes I'm just like I can't relate.
And that you don't need to relate to it. Like if you run across a guy that does want to chase that status and that does
I
want
can't
to chase
knock
that.
him.
That's what I'm saying. But you can't like if that's not what you like want, and I don't know. I guess if that's not what you want, then that's not the guy for you.
Period.
Going back to what the fuck I was saying like 20, 30 minutes ago, you got to find who's in alignment with you. Because if we're not related,
Yeah,
like I know he's gonna find the perfect person
sacrifices
for
need to
him
be made.
for them to succeed in that.
Yeah, okay. Obviously, you want to know the person you're spending your time with and spend your money on. But the point is like, who is that guy and how much of a role is he going to have into your life? Are you going to be submissive to a point to where he can take role?
If he is a good man, yes.
Yes.
You have an accent. Where you from?
I'm European and Native American.
Ah, okay, that's cool. I was just wondering. I caught it throughout the whole episode. But all right. So with that topic being discussed, what do you guys think that when a woman cheats on a man and when a man cheats on a woman, it's the same thing?
I feel like when
It
a
depends on
man-
the
a man
situation.
can get-
Hold on, one at a time. One at a time.
I don't know.
Let's start
I
with
was
you.
raised
Yeah?
by Latinas though, so like yeah, I have my native roots, but you know that Latina in me, the spiciness, you know. I don't know.
Oh Lord.
But I
Start
feel
with us.
like
Hold on. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Somebody got it off.
I feel like a man cheating is way different because he could go out and cheat, and it's not like it's like he's chasing after the lust that woman is not completing for him. As if a woman goes out to cheat, she does it. I don't know. It's very complicated.
I'll put it this way. In my opinion, when a guy cheats, it's usually just a stupid ass mistake, right? Because a man has a lot of testosterone and women don't, and that leads into them being horny, right?
Okay, but
So-
a woman doesn't carry that.
No,
same,
okay, hold
you
on.
know, it's-
When a dude goes and fucks another bitch, if he's in a relationship, it's just like you said. It's 99.9% of the time, it's gonna be over lust. It's because he needs to get his dick wet, and that's gonna be, and that's his
you
option
have
right
to
there.
do that.
Now hold on.
Non-personality
Yeah,
stuff.
sure. You do need to have control, but in this scenario, you don't, right?
Oh.
But when a woman goes and cheats on a man, that's damn nearly your replacement, if not your replacement. So do you see the difference in that?
Not always,
So,
honey.
Okay, so I want to hear your
That's
opinion on
funny.
it.
I do. I thought. Fuck. let's-
damn.
You a dog, I'm a dog too. But on some real shit, on some real shit, I'm not made for that shit, but I already know what the fuck time it is. Nobody knows what the fuck I've been through. And who my ex-boyfriend is, that fool fucking put me on to all the bullshit. And if you think you're fucking gonna put a one up on me,
Okay, wait,
baby
wait.
boy, I got my cards up close. You're not fucking seeing my next move. I can't.
Yeah, we're not saying
motherfucking
either of them's right, but we're saying
Can you
that
guys
is
rephrase
one
the
different
question?
than the other. Okay.
And there is.
when men and women cheat, how are they different? Because they are different.
No, because for me,
They're
it
different.
stopped being different.
When I have sex with someone, sometimes it's sentimental.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's bring this back.
I'm doing.
That's the answer we want.
Right there, exactly. So hold on.
Hold on, I am delusional, but honestly.
Okay, thank you. Okay, that's fine. You can admit that on camera. Y'all caught that, right?
Y'all are playing.
But no,
You know what?
I
There's
think it take a
some-
24-hour period where I fucking realize what the fuck it did.
No.
You feel me?
There's some times where like y'all ain't never like loved two people at the same time.
Fuck no.
No. You said love two people at the same time?
No, I did not. Never mind.
Oh.
I take back that question.
I thought that's what I heard.
I did not know.
What did you say? No, just rephrase it. It's all right. Because we're going to catch it again. So it's just about it.
Hold on. I should not. I don't even
You said, have you ever fucked or loved?
Wait a minute, hold
I
on.
heard love.
Yeah, I heard love.
Okay.
We gotta run that
love.
shit back.
Not love to the same like capacity, but like had love for two people at the same time.
No.
Nah.
No.
False love.
Shit.
Lust. I mean, but
Okay, look,
I'm
because like
delusional, so I
sometimes
know.
like a guy will cheat with another woman, but sometimes it's not just like any random bitch. It's a woman that he sees like qualities or like certain things that he can learn and take from her. When a woman cheats on a man, it is from like an emotional point because she's felt like depowered, so she wants to gain that shit back. But I don't know, like
But that's when you're unevolved. So then you come to a certain point where it's like, man, we can't keep doing
Let me put it this way, right? Let's say you guys have the guy of your dream, right? This guy of your dream, you're married to
you
him.
keep saying guy of our
But
dream.
yeah,
I don't
Whatever
even
that
know,
means
like-
for you. I don't know what the
We
guy.
have no-
I didn't even think
men,
that
I've
hard.
never run into that guy. Like the men that I
I
have
love
ran
that you
into
keep
are
bringing
not
that
like.
to
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
something you're
like-
gonna walk down the
Yeah,
street of Colorado.
that's what I'm
and
saying.
find.
You're not gonna find
Yeah,
that
but
everywhere.
Maybe not
But
in
you know
all
what,
realms,
like-
everywhere in life.
Like I go to like different things. Like I don't like go and like look for a man at a club or a bar when I'm going out with my friends. Like go and have a good time. Like I go to like poetry conventions. Like I sit there and like I go outside. I go and explore. I travel. I literally travel by myself.
Going to New York
Without
next
any
month.
exactly like without anybody, you know, any knowledge or experience for where I'm going, hoping to run into that person. But not everybody is fortunate enough to run into that 1%. Not many guys are like the guys that you guys portray yourselves to be. You know,
You're
like
exactly right.
Well, portray. No.
well, I don't know you guys like that. You feel me? So what I'm getting, like my first impression of you guys is you guys are really like stand-up dudes. You know, you guys are really like have self-respect for yourselves. You guys view you guys at a different standpoint in life. You guys have a stronger view and an outlook at life. But you guys have done certain things to get there. Most people, your guys is, I don't even know how old you guys are. So
26.
22.
Okay, so most people your guys'
What?
age aren't that
22.
developed. Like most people aren't that mature. Most people
22.
cannot have
Motherfucker in here.
most people cannot have honest conversations like this with somebody back and forth and like be able to talk it out and agree with it and be like, okay, like I see your point of view. Like, damn, he was on point. Why you calling me out like that? You know, like you can't do that with everybody because not everybody is as open-minded as that. So it's cool that you guys are, but in the world that I've lived in the world that I've grown up in, I haven't been honored to meet much men like that. I'm not going to say that I haven't met men like that because I know some really amazing men in my life, but the men that I ran into, and that has to do a lot with like what I see for myself and how I view myself as a person. But as that self-love and growth and development happens, it also changes how you view, who you view, and where you view it, you know? So it's all about a certain point of growth. You can't just automatically expect that and view somebody a certain way. You have to get there some way, somehow. It's all part of like your development and personal growth.
All right, well, I got something I just want to add to this whole cheating thing. So
Oh, fuck.
to kind of elaborate more on what Cesare and Riley have been saying, a man could cheat on a woman and easily still love her. But if a woman cheats on a man, she don't love him anymore.
But that might not
That's
be
not true.
because he might catch feelings for her too, and it's
This is
like,
just-
Well, no,
or
well,
let's say like,
No, that's what we're trying to debate here. Is like
It's
we're
where-
saying that's not the case.
Yeah.
Not the case.
And I'll tell you right now from personal experience from like friends and stuff like, but you know, like it's like 99.9% of the time it's a fucking mistake, and you immediately realize it once the horniness goes away.
You realize you made an error.
Yeah, you realize you made an error. There was
Like
somebody
fun.
else driving the boat, and
But
it wasn't you.
Okay, but look, so
emotionally
like,
wrecks a woman. You guys.
I'm not saying it doesn't.
No, you're right.
I'm not,
It's definitely a
and I'm
wrong
not
thing
trying to
to do.
sit here that it makes it okay.
Yeah.
Let me clarify that. I'm not trying to justify cheating, right? I'm not trying to say, oh, if a man cheats, it's okay, but if a woman does it, it isn't. I'm saying there are differences, right? And there are different things that lead into that. For a man, it's a lot less. For him to, like, I feel like it doesn't
in my
need to, there's no
opinion,
emotional
it's,
connection.
Apart from the emotional, it's a sense of pride, because you're not gonna knock me down. You're not gonna sit here and, oh, I just had a fuck up, I just had a mess up. Because if I went to go do that, you'd be hurt. You'd think that I don't love you anymore, that I've lost interest in you. And little do you know, no.
Yes.
I'm sitting
Yes.
here, no. Little do you, I'm sitting
But
here
what about your interest in the
wanting
fucking
you
woman?
to, it's like, it's sort of like wanting the chase, honestly. Like, I'm sitting here wanting you to show me that you value me, that I don't have to go and seek another man's attention because you're giving it to me. If it has to get to that cheating point, at that point in a relationship, then where the fuck did we go wrong, and can we sit there and talk about it? Because if I even have to want to cheat on you, it's more than just an emotional point of view. It's a mental, it's a physical, something that you're not completing me or I'm not completing you. Like,
But
there's
sometimes,
something that
sometimes
slips. So
realistically, it
within-
happens without
yeah.
words, and it happens the
It's
way it
more
fucking
about
does.
pride,
And then
like,
you gotta tell
for
the
me.
motherfucker, like, I did what I did. And what are you gonna do about it? You've been dogging me out for fucking how long?
and I did
And
that,
then,
so
and then you
what?
push me to a certain point that were like, I lost my fucking whole shit, and I did what I did too. But then I came back more truthful than you. So
It's
just-
like
so it's just like, okay,
wanting
so
to
what are
come
we
back
fucking,
and-
what, like, there's no more coming back from this. Like, at the end of the day, like,
No.
why
Some-
the fuck
no.
would you want to keep progressing after that? Like, no, like, you could love somebody but not have to be with them.
Oh, that's some toxic shit. But
Oh,
speaking from a toxic
been there,
part,
done that.
you feel me? Like, sometimes certain situations happen, and men take that a lot more personally than women do. Because a lot of the times
Because
promise
it
you-
is.
No, a lot of the times I promise you, the woman has been lacking love from you, lacking the reassurance that she needs, lacking the knowledgeability of knowing that she is providing for you and being provided for equally, knowing that she still has your interests, that you're not tired of her or bored with her as the years have gone, that you've changed mentally, emotionally, the way that you view these certain things, you know, like. And now she's sitting there stuck, like, I've been doing all of this stuff for you. Where did I go wrong? Where did I fuck up? So it's not, it's more mental than it is emotional.
I've
Because
been
it's like
on
you're
both
sitting,
sides.
yeah, like I have too. Like you're sitting there and it's like,
Hold on,
I
let
love
me
you and I
put my
wanna
input
be
real
with you,
quick.
but you fucked up
So-
and I'm gonna go do what I have to do.
We'll find some common ground here because it seems like there's something here that we do agree on. If a man gets cheated on, it's his fault.
Yeah,
Exactly.
agreed.
Hold on.
And then everything you just listed off, which would like that goes into a woman cheating. Like none of that applies for when a man does it. That's why I'm telling you it's different. You see what I'm saying? You just spilt the beans right there by telling me this, and that. I'm telling you
Can
this is
y'all
all
cut
it
that
takes.
out real quick though?
No.
Hold on.
So you prove my
I'm
point.
Sorry, sis.
I have a different perspective.
Let's hear it.
I just feel like, okay, I'm not no better than half of these little thought ass male, whatever you want to call them. I just feel like too though, considering the last person that fucking broke my heart before you passed away, he put me through everything. I fucking was put on game. Like that was the point in my life where instead of like believing the words, I saw the actions. I may have allowed more than I should have never gave to give. Like the loving person that I am though, like I was just like, I'm gonna love you no matter what, and I'm gonna figure you out. But the more it progressed, the more toxic it became, and the best choice that it was that I had to let go. It's in our both best interests. You hate it or love it. I hate it and love it, so it is what it is. But when you become somebody when you become the wound, people will inflict pain on you because hurt people, and then you're human, so sometimes you believe the lies. You believe that you're unworthy. You want to self-sabotage. Like you go through these certain cycles, and I just feel like it just comes to a point where it's like I said earlier, your inner world reflects your outer world, and it's like you can't never progress without knowing the fact that like if you want something to work with somebody, you got to work with yourself. And then I think I got off track, but either way, it's just
So how do you guys feel about this whole situation, though?
About the cheating thing?
Yes.
Yeah, hold on.
I-
Let me give my input. You said
go
it.
ahead.
yeah, I totally got off track because we were talking about
Okay.
infidelity.
Women have to be attached to the man that they're cheating with. 100%. They're not going to let any guy just fucking stick their dick in them. Let's be honest.
Okay.
Right? A guy does not give a single fuck what the chick looks like, what her fucking, it does not matter. He will just fucking, let's be real, bend her over backwards, fuck her, and that's it.
I pray my man has
That's
like
real
at
dirty.
least a
For
little-
real.
It is
Some
dirty, but here's
fucking,
why
like,
you guys don't
nigga,
understand
you
it. You
better
guys
have
don't
some.
have dicks. You guys get dicks in you.
That
is the major difference. Am I wrong?
Just put that out there. You know, we still have
Y'all are
those
some horn dogs.
hormones in
Yeah,
us
no,
that make
sure.
us want our needs. You know, we still have our
Sometimes
needs
it
as
is
women.
just
Or
that.
maybe
Like
let
you
me-
see the
okay,
fight,
And
you're
they're
like,
both fucked
damn.
up. Listen, they're
Fuck,
both
you're
fucked up.
fine.
Neither of them are the right thing to do for the man or the woman. But it's different. We don't have to be emotionally attached to the person we're fucking. You guys do.
No, we're emotionally attached to you guys, and we use
And
the
if
person
you okay,
we're fucking to get
and
over.
if you guys are fucking people you guys aren't emotionally attached with, I think you guys can find a label for yourselves because there's words that go around for that.
what the
Say it out loud.
fuck?
Yes.
You
If
guys
a woman is
anyone?
look, I'm
no,
telling you
but
right now, if there's a chick out there and you're just fucking dudes like
So
a dude
if
will
you
go.
seen around a bitch walking down the street, you would fuck her?
What? Not just
gotta
because.
be
That's
That's
just anybody. That's you guys saying that you'd fuck just anybody.
Well, hold on. We're saying like
Like no.
in this
no
context.
certain levels. Like
hold on,
no
hold on. In this
fuck, bro.
context,
Y'all
we're
just
talking
be
about
raw-dogging
most men
anybody.
here.
What the fuck?
So the men at this table exercise a higher level of discipline than
No,
that.
I would
yeah.
never do that.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
So
then
I'm
men
talking
that
about
do.
in
The men
general.
that
I'm not
do.
talking about me,
Will.
but I'm in my like what he said is different. It's
And we're not talking about you guys when you say women cheating, okay?
If you
So
feel attacked,
we're
it tells
talking
me
in
something.
general
no,
terms.
it's not.
No?
Anywho,
I've
let's
seen a lot of
just go
shit,
into
okay?
the next thing. Like, I just wanted to know the answer.
Wait, what?
Thank
Well,
you.
I
So,
want to know
like,
if you guys
yeah.
agree. Do you guys
So-
agree?
Yeah. Do you agree with that
On
answer?
what?
Am I wrong? I want to
Repeat-
know.
ref-
we
ref-
can debate.
yeah,
Rewind.
rephrase
Go
it.
back.
It's a touchy
Women
subject.
have to be emotionally attached. They have to kind of get to know the guy that they're going to be talking to
Ew.
him for a little bit. A guy can literally
guess
just be
you're
at a
right.
party, be drunk, and fuck some chick, completely forget her name, not even remember what her name is. Okay, that's how it is.
And plus,
I'm not like
who's
that.
ashamed?
He's not like
and
that.
look,
He's not
look,
like that.
And okay, yeah. And then at the end of the night, look, women. Let's say if they do go around and just sleep with dudes, right? And they don't go around bragging about that shit, right? One of the first things that happens when a chick and one of her friends get into a fight or an altercation,
devastated.
they started pointing fingers, talking about, oh, this hoe did this, and she's
That's
done
some
that.
ratchet shit. I never been in no middle of that.
I've seen it from my own.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's
I don't know. I
But-
have some homeboys that I don't know.
Yeah,
I love my homeboys.
I've been raised around boys my
I'm
whole
gonna
life.
say that.
Hey, and
Like,
then
I love my
there's
homeboys,
some
you know,
boys
those
that
are
are
my-
BL too. So
I think that has to do with like what you were raised by, because like people who are like women that were raised around men understand them to a different level, whereas like women that were raised by like a bunch of women don't really understand like where men are coming from or comprehend them or understand how they think. Like not a lot of people are like that.
All right, so with this cheating subject, I guess it's agree to disagree. So we're
Is
gonna
it, wait, hold on. Because you said you agree, right? That it's different.
That's what I said. Was what I
Because she
said,
said,
right?
yeah, I guess so. We can play it back.
because there's some really heartless ass bitches out here. That really, there's some heartless ass bitches out
I guess
here.
it just depends on the person.
That and it does because honestly, due to certain circumstances, there are bitches that are made for that cold ass shit.
I
I
know
just-
some
are hoes.
homegirls
Okay, let
that
me put it this
get
way.
Yeah.
down.
Let
You
me
can
put it
call
this
them
way.
what you want.
I'm not saying that. Hold on. I'm not
You
saying
could
that.
call them
Yeah.
what you want.
I love my homegirls too, but I know some homegirls that, you know,
Like they-
would
I can
sit
name
down
her.
in this booth and tell you some stuff. You know, they believe way opposite from what you believe. You
Yeah,
know,
bring
whatever
them
you
on.
wanna
Please
call
bring
it,
them on.
You know, but
Tell
we
them-
will.
Please invite them.
Yeah, please invite them because
I'll fight
because
for
I'm
it.
telling you right now, if a chick is running around fucking dudes left and right like a dude is a chick, you're a hoe. Now,
What's a
you,
dude?
okay,
doing
a dude
A
that's
fucking
he's
whore.
I would say
a homemaker.
a homemaker. Yeah, there's a
what?
difference.
You wrong for that.
Okay, so hold on. He's a homemaker. That's what he is. That's what it is, man. It's a
take a
fucking
shot to
endless
that.
cycle.
That's fucking
It's a,
nasty. If you a homemaker.
but
What the fuck? He
yes,
said, I'm
he's a
knocking these bitches out.
homemaker. He's a homemaker. Does that make it right? Does that make it
Oh,
right?
so then,
No.
So then you don't want bitches to love you and accept you for who the fuck you are, but then you over here making hoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go fuck
Yes.
yourself.
Retarded
Go
doing that.
fuck yourself.
All right. With that being said, with that being said,
Fuck
with that being said, we're gonna have to end the episode here. We're gonna have to end it here, though. Hold on.
Make it make sense.
No, it doesn't need to make sense, man. I'm a man. I'm running shit. This is how the cookie crumbles.
Okay,
Either
King
get with the
George.
fucking program or you bounce.
Get right or get
All
left,
right.
period.
Well, thank you for if you got hold on.
Get right or
Do you
get
guys want to
left.
shout out anything before we end?
Hey, I mean,
You guys have any
add me
business?
on
Shout out to
IG
DC
shit.
on the run.
All right.
Shout out to y'all, you feel me, for putting
But you
this
said
on.
your Instagram?
I is major.
Huh?
I mean, actually, it's absolute period hard, but the name is major. Just follow me.
Say it into the-
All right.
Just to make sure I got
We'll,
that.
we'll
Say
have
it to
AR
the-
help us out with that. We'll put it in the description down below. Hopefully, you guys got to the end of this episode. Thank you. We'll catch you on the next one. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Run it. I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it